So I wanted to talk about a conversation that we had last April. You had said that Austin Elder called you wanting to do a DNA test. And I had told you that we had good cause with Jackie Owen. And, that stopped the child support. I'm wondering how that case got open, that child support case got open, and how Austin Elder was involved in that. And kind of, I'm just trying to piece things together because pretty soon after that, he tried a different approach and he was successful in stealing my kids from me.
Oh. When I'm looking at the notes, I showed the last time that this case reopened was last year in February. On February 2nd is when we got it because you went on TANF.
Uh-huh.
And that's why. It's an automatic referral. Anytime anybody gets on TANF, it's an automatic referral to child support to open up a child support case. I do know that when we spoke on 4/24, I told you I would contact Jackie and find out if you were approved for good cause. Because it's not up to us. Right. It's only up to Jackie Owen. And so I show in my notes here, right after I talked to you, is when we got information from Jackie and you got good cause. So then that's when we shut it down.
Right. She forwarded me that email. I was just wondering how Austin Elder, because he wasn't on the birth certificate. I had not done an acknowledgement of paternity, so I'm wondering how he was involved, how he was notified, or,
Let me look here. So back in 21, no, maybe that wasn't. Well, you must have named his name because we wouldn't have put it up unless, because sometimes when there's no father listed on the birth certificate, for whatever reason we get a name, somebody, I don't know, you must have told maybe TANF? I don't know. All I know is that when we got the referral, his name was the one that said that he might be the potential father. So we put up the case, but then if there's no father listed, we always ask you to come in to do paternity docs.
Okay.
And every time we were doing that, you got good cause, so then it would shut it down. So we never did paternity docs, but that name doesn't just pop out of nowhere. It has to come from somewhere. So when we get the referral, it's usually, we get a referral that TANF said that you named him. That doesn't mean that he was actually the dad or not, you know what I mean? Because we still have to do our part.
Right. So in our phone call, the very first thing that you said was that Austin called you asking to do DNA.
So actually in my notes here that I show on the case is that he came in last year, like 2 days right after that we talked, and he came into our intake room. And he's the one that asked us he wanted to do paternity tests, but we could not do that because the case closed. And the only way that we would do anything if he would apply for our services, and then we would proceed with paternity test and child support. But I know that he came in and it said on the 22nd, which, like I said, it's like a couple days after that, he came in and asked to do paternity test, but we could not help him with that because your case is closed due to good cause.
Well, apparently he had called you. Like the day that we talked before we talked.
But I still couldn't give him any. I still couldn't resolve that. You know what I mean? Because your case closed.
Right. Did you? I'm trying to figure out like what I'm trying to do like this investigation because nobody else will. Because it's really like horrible the way that he, kind of used the
Yeah.
system.
But
And
is he on that birth certificate? So how did he get the children if he's not on the birth certificate?
exactly, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Huh.
So Austin, before I had my daughter, before I gave birth to her, he told me that he has a side girlfriend that works at DHS. She's a caseworker, and that they were planning on taking the babies from me. And I didn't believe him. I thought, he was just lying because he always lied. And I shrugged it off. But, and what I'm finding out is that I don't think he was lying about that, because that caseworker, as soon as I had my baby girl, she was the one coming and leaving the little cards at my door, saying, call us, this child welfare worker. But it was her every time. She even sent me the certified mail. And I'm not even sure if they get a referral. You probably don't know anything about that, but I'm wondering,
No,
if they get,
not with the child welfare, because we're
right,
totally separate.
right. So, let me turn off this. Okay.
I do see that. I see your court case. I mean, I see several of them. You have a restraining order. No, that's a different thing.
Yeah, he had and his family had called 911 and made false reports about me, and they had the cops come, and without any incident happening. There was no incident. They came and they took my babies and took me to jail. And while I was in jail for those 24 hours, it says in the shelter summary that Lauren McGee got a phone call on her cell phone from Austin Elder, and he said, "Bring the babies to my parents' house." And I mean, he was locked up in ComCore. I don't know how he got her cell phone number, or how he was even notified, if he's not even the father listed anywhere. If he's not on the birth certificate, has no legal right. And so,
Yeah.
I don't know how he was able to make one phone call to her cell phone from ComCore and say, "Hey, take the babies here." And she came and took them from where they were placed, and immediately took them to his parents' house. And there's no legal claim. Like, they didn't even know if they were related to those children.
Exactly. That is bizarre to me.
Yes, I know.
I don't know.
It's so distressing, and I just don't understand how it's happening, and nobody's getting, red flags about that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm very baffled, because maybe one thing, if he's on the birth certificate, I would say, but
right, or if he has some kind of custody arrangement where he's listed as the father, but he's not. And they even admitted to the caseworker, we don't even know if one of the kids, like my daughter, they told the caseworker, well, we don't even know if she's his kid.
Yeah.
And so
that is so bizarre to me.
Right, and I don't know how they've gotten to keep my kids this long, but I don't think that they're ever going to give them back. I mean, I'm doing my treatment plan. I've done all of it, and I'm investigating what's going on, because there's something deeper going on that I just, it's not apparent.
Do you have somebody that's helping you to represent you?
No. I got a court-appointed attorney, but she has not spoken up about any of this at all. I almost feel like, because his family has money, they're wealthy, his grandparents on both sides, and I wouldn't put it past them bribing people, even my own attorney. And just kind of what it seems like, because I've been really trying my hardest. I've been doing everything that they've asked me to do, and then some. I mean, I have a house, I have transportation, I've taken all, they keep saying I'm crazy, but I'm I've got psychological evaluations all the time they keep telling me to do, and I'm actually not crazy.
Well,
I'm traumatized.
No.
I'm traumatized, but it's not it's not anything that would interfere with my parenting. So I keep wondering why they, and he's getting unlimited unsupervised visitation when he's currently serving a sentence for child abuse and habitual domestic violence. And he gets to see them whenever he wants, but I only get to see the kids 2 hours a week, and they can't even tell me why. So I'm just trying to figure out, I'm trying to retrace all my steps and figure out, okay, well, what happened here, what, what all the information that I can get out to see like what steps that he took, and then just kind of map it out and try and see how he was able to do this, because it just like took the whole, carpet out from under my feet. Like this is the worst.
And the thing is, and I always say, if I always say, if you didn't do anything wrong, there should be no reason to worry. But
right.
This incident is kind of scary.
It's so scary.
You know what I mean? For you, as far as them just taking these children from you.
Right,
so,
right. And there's nothing wrong with them. My kids are healthy. They're clean. They kept saying there's a diaper rash, but there's no diaper rash. My kids, I have them clean and healthy. I mean, they were very healthy. They're hitting all their milestones. They're safe. They never went without anything. And I always provide for them, so I don't understand. And then they're like, oh, well, it's emotional abuse, because I had SpongeBob playing in the background of one of my videos, and it was like Mermaid Man saying, evil, evil. And it's like it's a man's voice, but they're like saying that I'm calling my kids evil. And I just don't understand them. I just don't understand. It's kind of broken me. If I didn't have mental health issues, I probably do now. But, this is just something.
So again, are you seeking anybody to help you besides that one that's appointed to you? Is there are you able to get an attorney, or is it just one of those things that you can't do right at this moment?
I don't have the finances to be able to hire one. So,
gotcha.
What I'm doing is I'm learning everything that I can get my hands on, and
right.
I'm gonna make a case on my own, and my effort is gonna go noticed, because I do this day in and day out. Like, I barely even get any sleep. I can hardly sleep anymore, and this is I'm determined. So I mean, I might totally like fall down and flounder on the ground trying to represent myself in court, but
yeah,
I'm gonna try my best.
I am so sorry that you're going through all this. It's just very much. It's a lot.
It's a lot. Yeah. Thank you for calling me back, though.
I am really trying to look and see in your cases, like, have they ever done DNA testing? Do you know that?
They did. I think it was I want to say July or August. After his family had the kids for a couple months, they did do DNA tests, and they're his kids. Now they have legal claim, but.
Okay, because I was gonna say they shouldn't be moving forward if they don't know if he's the dad.
Right. So, that guardian ad litem in the case, it's really strange, because she is out of Glenwood Springs, and she doesn't have any Mesa County cases. She came into this case late, and her only Mesa County case is mine. And she is pushing for him to get everything. And I'm like, there's laws in place that he shouldn't even be seeing the kids unsupervised, because he's violent. And
his criminal history.
Right, it blows my mind. It blows my mind, and I just can't help but think there's something nefarious going on.
Yeah. I'm like I said, you're probably in the right direction, doing the right things as far as that goes, and unfortunately, when you get into the system like this, it's really hard. And even though, you're not that person, it's just
it paints me that way.
The court that you are not that person,
right?
But unfortunately, I do apologize for everything. I just don't know what else to say. I know you're trying.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, I'm just retracing my steps, and everything that I can find in my email history and my voicemails and everything. I'm reaching out to everybody and just trying to piece together the puzzle, and then hopefully, something will click and I'll find an answer. But I really appreciate you calling me back so quickly. That's awesome of you.
You're welcome. I was gonna say on that one, obviously it's closed, so you don't have to worry about that case anyway.
Right.
Let me see here. Who's Mark Prez?
That's my ex who's in Texas.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Does he have the kid?
So my oldest son was placed with him, and he has not changed custody orders. I still have full custody of him, but every time I go down to Texas, he hides him, and it's just I pick the worst men to be with.
Because I just wanted you to know is that he's applied for our services,
Mm-hmm.
and it's against you.
Right. I have to go to court.
Yeah, and so, I mean, we have these cases for you. I can also talk to the caseworker on that case.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe, because I guess we just got this case in February.
Mm-hmm.
So I would get with her. I'm going to get with her and see what is this all about.
Okay.
Oh, so he has an order where he's ordered to pay you.
Right.
And then he got the child. So they are wanting us to get this case modified.
Mm-hmm. Right. And I think that he needs to get, I think before he can ask for child support, he needs to get what's it called? It's called the order affecting the parent-child relationship.
Yeah.
That's what it's called in Texas.
Yeah. So I'll get with the caseworker, and then if we move forward on anything, I'll have her give you a call to really give you a heads up what's going on.
Okay.
We'll probably reach out to him first and just make sure if he still wants us to pursue. Mm-hmm. But I just want you to know that you do have a case that's against you. I know we have other cases where you're the custodial parent and on with Hunter. Mm-hmm. So that one's still going. And then we still have the case against him, but it's arrears only. So, but I just want you to know that so then you don't get surprised.
Right.
I know you got a lot going on.
Right.
So again, if we do anything moving forward, I would just make sure that she will give you a call first before we do anything, okay?
Okay, perfect. That would be awesome.
Okay. Yes. And then also too, I just wanted to make sure that we have a good address for you, and I have your phone number, so I don't need to ask you about that. Let me look here really quick. Are you at 2680 B and a Half Road, apartment 20B?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then your email address is at VickyLee91@gmail.com?
Yes.
Okay. And then, of course, I have your phone number. There's another email here, and I don't know what this says. It says, there's an email here that says VASILEIXX@gmail.com. Is that another?
Yes, that's actually the one that I use mostly.
You use that one instead of the other one?
Yes.
Okay. Do you prefer that last email instead of the other one, or do you want both?
I prefer the last one.
The last one. Okay, I will make sure to update that for you. And again, Vicki, I will let her know if they do move forward to get in contact with you first. Okay? And then in the meantime, I do wish you all the best of luck. I hope everything turns out for the best.
Thank you.
For you. I really do. So please, I would say just to make sure to do what you have to do so you can show the court that you're doing the right things. I know you are. So you just keep continuing to do it, and I'm so sorry that you had to be in this situation. I really am. I never, these people, it's just hard, you know what I mean? Especially with your children, it's really hard.
Right. They got me where it hurts the most, for sure.
Exactly, and I think that's so wrong.
It's the domestic violence, but continuing. They're just using the courts and the system as an extension arm,
Exactly, and God, to me, I always say the things that happen to good people, there should be always a light at the end of the tunnel, because if you're doing the right things, karma will always pay you. You know what
Right.
I mean?
I believe
Make
in
sure
higher
that you're
power.
doing the right things. So
I think that there's a lot of good that's come out of this, though, because I believe in God, and I have become very like my thinking, it's actually improved on my determination. I've discovered a lot about myself and what I can like what I can endure and still be all right. I haven't completely lost my marbles yet.
well, make sure you don't, because when you do
Right.
get your children back, they're
Yep.
gonna be,
Yeah, they're
relying
gonna
on you
need
for
me.
everything.
Yes,
So,
ma'am. Yes, that's true.
but
But
again, Vicki, I wish you all the best.
yes,
And
ma'am.
if you have any other questions, please let me know. But as far as with this case, it's still closed, and it probably will not open unless you ask for it.
Alrighty,
Okay?
Miss Mestas. Thank you so much for calling me.
You're welcome. You have a great day.
You too, ma'am. Bye.
Thank you. All right. Bye.